I'm gonna live till I die. I'm gonna laugh instead of cry. I'm gonna take the town and turn it upside down. I'm gonna live until I die. They're gonna say, what a guy.
Why, hello everyone, and welcome to Go Watch a Movie. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
Today I'm doing this Southern gentleman voice because we're doing a movie called Knives Out. I think you've heard of it. Oh, but before we get into that, a little bit of entertainment news. All right, I can't keep that up on episode. Today in the news, my friend, the news. Planet of the Apes. Not sure if you saw War of the Planets of the Apes, but they are continuing on with that. 20th Century Fox and Disney, of course, have cast Wes Bell to develop, the guy who did the Maze Runner movies. They cast him to continue on with the next chapter of the Planet of the Apes franchise. There we go. Excited for that? Or you think they should end it?
I've enjoyed what I've seen from this, so I like it. I think it's cool. I mean, I don't think the CG is too off-putting. I think they do once you get into the story, it's great. So yeah, I've enjoyed them. I haven't had a bad time yet.
Yeah, same here. From the one with James Franco all the way up until the last one with Woody, I really have had a ball. And they're not sure yet if this is going to be a reboot or a continuation of that storyline, or at least it hasn't been released yet. I'm sure they're sure. But much better than the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes movie.
Yeah, it's definitely different. This one, I don't know. They're just different.
Yeah.
I want to knock them to death, but yeah, it's better.
Speaking of sequels, continuations, Avatar 2 has wrapped filming.
Finally, huh?
Yeah. Once upon a time, the highest grossing movie of all time, passed up by Avengers Endgame, as we know. You ready for more Blue Cats?
Not really, but I don't think this is going to surpass the first one either. I think maybe it's been too long, and I also think that was just a spectacle, and the spectacle of it made it, so super popular. I don't know if two sequels are going to outdo, unless they're just perfectly made, stories are amazing. I don't really even care about the CG because I did fine with the CG on the first one. So it's not like you can really top that. So I don't know. How about you?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty difficult for them to, like you said, the first one was a spectacle out of nowhere to massive proportions, it was so different from everything we were used to seeing, and it was long, and you didn't mind that it was long, and it was an interesting story. It's going to be hard to top, and I know they've been working for years on this, but that could be to its detriment.
I mean, I'm glad they've taken so long, because maybe they've taken so long just to make sure they get it right.
Yes.
From their own perspectives. But I just hope that it translates over to the audience, because the audience can be fickle. I mean, they'll love you 1 second, and then the next they'll be like, "Yeah, we're done with you."
Can they ever? And with Mr. Cameron's track record here, a lot of people have been getting fed up. Like they didn't like his past iterations of the Alien movies. Terminator did well, which he came back and helped out on, but as far as box office numbers, not so well. And they are spending a lot of money on these Avatar films, so they kind of want that to work.
Yep.
Yeah, that's one last bit of entertainment news, and you may not care about this. I don't really, but Gemini Man is being released on Ultra HD disc at 60 frames per second.
Okay.
So people will be able to see it how it was meant to be seen, and hopefully there's some extra features in there and added footage that helps with that.
Yeah. Okay. I did enjoy the movie. I liked the movie. I had fun with it.
Go back and listen.
It was better. Huh?
I said go back and listen to that episode for my opinion on that.
It was, yeah, I remember, but it wasn't so bad for me.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoyed myself. Lowered my expectations, but still. was good.
Like a bad blind date to the level of expectation. Anyway, that will bring us to Let's Discuss the Showbiz. Today, I wanted to bring up something that's not really, impacting on the entertainment industry. It's just a phenomenon that seems to be growing. And now that I'm looking at what I'm looking at, not so much growing. It's always been here. Some of our best actors are European.
Yeah.
And I've been hearing lots of directors and writers, not lots, some, there's rumbling out there, saying, especially the black community, why are all these black actors getting out of a job? There's pretty black American actors that aren't getting roles where they're being given to black Europeans. But it's not just black. It's across the board. This is a thing. Let's go down a list of some very well-known, amazing European actors that get both European roles and American. Idris Elba, Benedict Cumberbatch, Christian Bale, Tom Hardy, Hugh Laurie, Daniel Day-Lewis, Colin Firth, Tom Hiddleston, our own Anthony Hopkins. It just goes on and on. Gary Oldman. Just goes on and on and on and on. Is this a bad thing? Should we have more actors that are American, or just whoever is best for the role? Like, where do you go with this?
It's whoever is best for the role. They just bring that whatever it is they got, and it works. And most of them could probably do like American accents better than Americans can, which is pretty sad.
Which we're going to talk about in this film.
They just pull it off, and nobody really even questions it. And then you hear him on an interview, and you're like, I didn't even know. And it's like you're surprised, and you can't believe it. But yeah, I don't mind it. More power to them. If they can do it, do it. I mean, maybe some American actors should just up their game. Maybe they should just take it to the next level. Just do a European accent all the time. Just take over their whole movie industry.
I might try that.
There you go.
Oi! Do you think it's because I know the theater is so much more heavier over there, and that background, a lot of the actors go through that. You think that adds to how good they are?
It could be a mindset. Mm-hmm. It could be a mindset. It could be, their own personal feelings on acting. Maybe the Europeans, feel differently than Americans do about it. I don't know. I feel like sometimes, I don't know if this is true from what I've seen, like some Americans get maybe a little too snooty about their acting. And then I don't know, maybe I don't know if it's more so in Europe or less so, but it'd be interesting.
They seem to take it a lot more serious over there. Like it's a lifestyle. It's like a lot. You see, most of the method actors are the European, British guys. It seems, but
I don't know. I think some people just may be more talented at some things, and maybe the Europeans just have the acting down.
Not that we don't have talented actors, but
right. I'm gonna give it up to them. You can't really argue because most of the time they're using a different accent other than their own, so you can't really argue European accent because everybody just loves that. Any European accent, they love it over American accent. But I don't know, how do Europeans feel? Do the Europeans just love American accents? Do they find them fascinating? I doubt it, but do they?
I think they find us comical.
Okay.
I didn't even know Henry Cavill was a British actor. Superman's not even American. I think they make fun of our draws and the y'alls and because a lot of them say they go Southern first to develop that American accent. They go Southern, then they reel it in. But well, man,
good questions, but
we don't have the answers.
No, we just like what we like.
Yeah,
I like European actors.
Me too. And I'm looking down this list, like Ewan McGregor Fucking David Tennant, of course. You have Daniel Radcliffe, Patrick Stewart, Jeremy Irons, Ben Kingsley, Andrew Lincoln, freaking Rick Grimes himself. This goes on and on and on. Even our Spider-Man's British. Tom Holland. Yeah. Everything we love, it's wrong.
Well, if it's wrong, we don't want to be right because we enjoy
exactly. It. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to do right. Anyway, that will bring us to trailers. You first or me, sir?
I have a feeling we have the same trailer.
Let's do this.
Is yours a Marvel movie?
Yes, actually. It's Black Widow.
Yes, so is mine. Black Widow.
It's a joint trailer.
Let's talk about Black Widow.
Finally got a trailer for Black Widow. Been on pins and needles to see what this is about when it's set. Looks like it's set between Civil War and Infinity War, somewhere along those lines.
Are you excited or are you not excited?
I can't get excited about prequel movies. I can't do it.
Yeah, I feel you. I am interested just because of new characters being introduced, how they're going to interact with this universe. Seeing Rick was a Red Guardian was kind of fun. Yeah. So surprise who's playing him, but that's also, that's okay. Yeah. I think the action scenes are going to do exactly what they're supposed to do. But I'm hoping there's going to be some more depth. I'm hoping for some more flashback scenes to her past and maybe finally get some closure with her character as far as like who she is and whose side is she really on, more so than just. I guess it's okay to have it open, but if you're going to do a movie about Black Widow, you better give us something, not just more, I don't know who she is or more mystery, So I guess that part's cool, but I'm worried that this might be, I don't want to underestimate it because I underestimated like Thor when it first came out and it did amazing. I underestimated Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's my favorite one. So it's like, I don't want to underestimate this, but it just doesn't seem like it's got what it's going to need to stand up with all those other Marvel movies. It seems like it's going to be like subpar to them, but at the same time, I could just be underestimating it, and maybe that's a good thing. If I go in with a lower expectation and it blows me away like some other movies, I mean, that's cool. But yeah, I still think it's going to be worth seeing. The trailer still gets me somewhat hyped just because it's more Marvel, and I like it.
And yeah, like you said, the action scenes, it looks great. Like it looks on par with as far as the action and the funnies and the surprises. It looks great. It's on par with those movies, but I just hate the placement. Like I wish this would have actually happened after Civil War. Like it would have been great.
Wasn't people saying it was supposed to be like before all this, like way before, like a
that was a rumor early on.
Origin type thing, which I don't really wouldn't want. I guess it would be okay. I would rather see something more current with flashbacks as opposed to just
which looks like what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to meet her whole family of assassins and crazies, and then the villain, Ewan McGregor. I'm sure he's gonna do great. I know when she dies. I've seen her die.
Yeah, she's dead.
So I've seen it. And we're supposed to get, there's rumors of surprise cameos by Iron Man, which is fine because it's, none of that stuff happened. So yeah, it'd be cool to see the band back together, but they're not really back together because it already happened. It was the same issue I had with Captain Marvel. Like, I know where this goes. Like,
they could always go back and do something that's kind of before, Infinity War and Endgame, where they do something like, I know this might not be like correct in timeline wise, but they could do something like the Secret Wars type thing, where there's something that happens that like nobody really knows about.
What's
that?
It sparks like that plants a seed of something new.
Yeah, I mean, just like something that nobody, like an event that nobody knows about because they kept it a secret, and it's like some big huge thing, and they could bring back all the old characters, so you could relive that through something new without, messing with the timeline.
I've kind of been a jerk here because I do have interest in seeing like I want to see what everybody did right after Civil War. You know, with those people were on the run. She was one of the people on the run. You know, I am interested in that storyline. I'm just in the back of my head. It's like she's not in danger. It just keeps, you know, I keep hearing
yeah, you
that.
know, she's never going to really get hurt or die or anything. Because not that they would ever really do that with her anyway.
Yeah, except for
Yeah, I can't really speak for other people, but yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Like I'm hoping, and they always have. You know, they're going to give us something awesome at that end credit scene. I can't say always because Infinity War did not have one. But yeah, I'm hoping that would be awesome. That's a great, like you said, if they sprinkle an event that we don't know what, because that fucking like I'm being judgmental here, but that's falling through the sky past all the debris and soldiers and all that stuff. That was awesome.
That's, like I said, the action is going to be great.
Yeah.
But I'm just hoping there's a story there that's going to grab us. Because that's what really wins me over with some of those movies is the in-depth stuff. Not the action is action. Yeah. I don't want to fall down a mountain. You know, I want to walk down it and enjoy the scenery.
And I think we're going to get a dive deeper into what made her cling so much to her quote unquote family of the Avengers, even after everyone got snapped away, you know? So that'll be interesting to see. But yeah, that's trailers for this week. We're going to move on to Knives Out. Watchbot, if you would not mind.
When a crime novelist dies just after his 85th birthday, an inquisitive detective arrives at his estate to investigate. He soon sifts through a web of red herrings and self-serving lies to uncover the truth behind the writer's untimely demise. Directed by Rian Johnson, it stars Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Ana de Armas, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Shannon, Don Johnson, Toni Collette, and a host of other talented stars.
Thank you, Watchbot. I know that was a long list of fantastic actors. But yeah, so, I mean, first and foremost, this cast, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, like, holy cow. There is the amount of people in this film. Daniel Craig, Chris Evans, Ana de Arms, Jamie Lee Curtis, Michael Shannon, Don Johnson, Toni Collette, your lady.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Colette or how you say it, but I'll say Colette.
Lakeith Stanfield, Christopher Plummer. The list goes on and on.
My lady, I didn't know she was my lady. I do enjoy her acting a lot.
Yeah.
But if she's mine, I think I know. I'd have her number at least.
This is true. But yeah, I mean, how do you get that cast? And I mean, that had to push the budget up, like, because those aren't cheap.
I bet you some of them probably took a cut just to be able to, you know, be in this project, because it does look like it was a pretty fun movie. So,
and the settings are pretty stationary, just that main mansion for the most part. So yeah. Man, but that you just have to start there, and how mind-blowing they all did. Not to mention directed by Mr. Rian Johnson, of Star Wars fame or shame, depending on who you ask. Of course, Looper. He's done a lot, and he's a very intelligent writer, as it was proven with this movie, because it's a very, not since The Prisoner of Azkaban have I seen such a good whodunit. I'm a big fan of this style of movies. If you're talking like from Clue, like I said, Prisoner of Azkaban, which I think is one of the biggest Harry Potter whodunits, and onward. This adds to that list for me. Such a stellar cast, and just everyone put on an acting clinic. What do you think of this one, sir?
I thought it was great. I really don't. I mean, it does. At first, I will say this. At first, I was watching it, and I'm thinking it's so obvious who it was. Mm-hmm. But again, I think maybe they did that on purpose. They won't, because always the person that you least expect, or the person that doesn't, stand out as the, as the culprit. So I thought it was.
Interesting. the nurse?
Oh, absolutely. As from the very beginning.
Oh,
Much like you. Did you?
no.
I had the experience that you had with the last movie, where at the beginning,
okay.
You knew it from the beginning. It's like, how can it not be? It's always that person.
Yeah.
You could, but then they did something different midway through the movie. I don't want to jump ahead, but I think I love that twist where it's no longer about whodunit. It's about how does whodunit get away with it?
Yes.
And then it's about, then there's another flip, which I don't know if we should or shouldn't reveal, but that's also enjoyable. So I just enjoyed that they didn't do a traditional whodunit. Mm-hmm. They started it, and I thought it was blah at first because I'm like, it's obvious whodunit, y'all. Obvious. But then it's like, then they got to the point where it's like, then they revealed it whodunit. I was like, okay. So I looked at my watch. I'm like, it's halfway through not quite halfway through the movie. We already know. So now what are they going to do? And then it's trying to get away with it. So I thought that was a really clever idea and a really cool way to reinvigorate the whodunit genre, because I think it can get a little dull. Yes. I think a lot of people can figure stuff out. It's always that person that you show for a couple seconds and then they fade off into the background, and they always concentrate on everybody who didn't do it. So I like that they did something different in this movie.
Agreed, 100%. I like you said, I too was kind of confused when a little before halfway through it. They're like, "Yep, this is how she did it. This is what happened," and it's clear that she's the person. This is how it happened because she has this defect. Mm-hmm. That she's not lying. I thought it was. I don't know how deep we should go into this because it is such a good movie, and I don't want to spoil things for people. But
did you think he was a member of the family?
Yes, yeah. With the cane, I thought it was him for sure. I think we'll give a little bit more over our thoughts of it and then go into a spoiler area. But
I really tried to dig deep in this one. I hate playing detective sometimes. I want to just be able to sit and enjoy it and go for the ride. Mm-hmm. But I was digging deep because at the very beginning, Linda, Jamie Lee Curtis's character, explains how her dad likes to play games. Mm-hmm. And the whole time I was watching this, I was thinking, I wonder if he's playing a game, like if he set this whole thing up somehow. I was trying to play it from that angle. That's not exactly what happened, but I was trying to play it from that angle because all those reveals all at the same time and how he's going to cut people off. And, it just seemed like too good of a route that they could have taken, but then they didn't. So I don't know. I don't think it was a missed opportunity, but I could have just seen them going that way if the writer wanted to.
Yeah. So you wanted more detail to it, or?
I wanted more detail. I thought that it just could have taken a different route.
Gotcha.
How his game, like that'd be kind of a sick individual to kill himself, but have this whole thing set up as a game, But still, it's like
that's too cluish. Yeah,
I could see that route being taken. Maybe it's a good thing they didn't do that because maybe it was too obvious.
Yeah, a little bit. But I can see where that would be fun, though. I mean, especially with Mr. Blanc. What did you think of Daniel Craig's? What did you think of Daniel Craig's performance?
I thought it was good. I liked hearing him do an accent. He's pretty much always doing an accent for the most part, some of his films anyway. But I liked seeing something different from him. I thought that was enjoyable. I like seeing Chris Evans play somebody who isn't
an asshole.
Yeah, basically who's somebody. It's great going from Captain America to that. That's like that had to have been a ball for him.
Yeah,
being able to just sit in the room,
so free
to be able to just sit in the room and tell people to go, F themselves, and go eat crap, whatever he said. It's
Your shit.
Yeah.
You're shit. You're definitely shit.
So that had to have been a ball. So just the fun factor in this, even when you just imagine what it would have been like to be on set in those situations, it just bumps the fun level of the film up.
Yeah, and as we just spoke about in Let's Discuss the Showbiz, Craig, I think another one of those British actors who is just like he can disappear into the role and do what needs to be done no matter what you hand to him, which I just love. You think they gave... I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was a little disappointed and what's his name, Lakeith Stanfield,
yeah,
and his partner. I don't really think they did too much. They were I guess supporting characters, but they just didn't bring anything. I like it when those supporting characters stand out.
Which the other cop tried to, like he was the whole nerdy, loved all the things, but yeah, Lakeith for the most part was a straight man for the movie. Just kind of, he's gonna give us some exposition. I did enjoy when they were interviewing people, and Daniel Craig's character would just ding. And he's like, "Oh yeah, fill in some more." Yeah, and Craig's whole deal, like that Southern character in this element is kind of a staple of whodunits. You have somebody who's the know-it-all. They're a little bit out there. But yeah.
I think they could have made him more eccentric, though. Like he could have been, I don't think they could have really went there with it.
Yeah.
But they didn't. I think it would have been more fun if he got a chance to be a little out there, too.
CSI KFC?
I didn't think that joke was that funny. It was okay.
Because we saw it so much in the trailer?
And maybe. Even in the trailer, I was like, oh, okay, it's all right. I mean, it's an all right little, burn, but it's not.
I think he blew it too fast. Like, it worked in the trailer because it was like, we had all these scenes with Craig, and then he's like, "Who are you?" CSI KFC, but in the movie, it's like he just walks down the stairs, hears him talk once, and then I don't know, but yeah. Chris Evans. No, let's go to Marta, the nurse. What do you think of her performance?
She was great. She did everything right. She played the sweet, innocent, wide-eyed nurse. I mean, perfectly.
Yeah, you felt for her. You cared about her. Didn't understand why she was around all these crazy eccentric people.
Right.
But yeah, just the perfect. I want her to be my nurse. For several reasons. I'm not going to go down all of the family. I'll just say, what do you think of the family?
The family was awesome. I love how they were all their own, like, bad version of family members. Like, every one of them had a bad thing about them.
Was it Jamie Lee Curtis's? Like, did you really think she was too bad, Linda?
I think so. I think she was super. I want to say opinionated, but that's not the word that I'm thinking of. She was kind of if it wasn't the dad, it would be her that's in charge and then like controlling everybody's life. I think she, I just see her as like a female version of the dad.
I gotcha. Because she came up to me as just like not wanting to be compared to everyone else. She wanted to
she thought
say,
she was better.
I did. Yeah, she thought she was, but of course it comes out later.
Yeah, she wasn't. Yeah, she was just like everybody else, basically. Yeah. And then the things that they were okay with trying to do. I understand if you lose your inheritance, your dad's got what did they say? He had like 60 million or something.
Yeah.
I understand not wanting to keep that in the family, especially not give it to the nurse, because that just seems like a stick to the family. But it's not like the dad hadn't already told everybody, like, I'm cutting you off, I'm firing you from this, you're not getting any more money.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, but they all expected. They all wanted what they wanted.
Yeah.
That scene where Toni Collette and Jamie Lee Curtis, she's like dancing through the party, and she kept trying to pull up Jamie Lee Curtis, and she's like stiff over her, not moving. Loved it.
Yep, loved it. That's awesome.
Can you imagine the storyboard for this movie? Like, to keep all of this shit in check. What's going on here? This person's doing this. This is the story. Oh my goodness. Oh, like I said, my hat's off to Mr. Rian Johnson. I think we should get into spoiler territory and talk about this deeply. Spoilers. If you're still here, you've seen it and you don't mind it spoiled. So basically, she gets everything, even though, like, and he signed that before.
Yeah. This was before he knew it. Obviously, before he knew he was going to die. He knew he was going to die at some point, but not that soon. But yeah, he had already made this decision. He was already dropping all the kids from being, financially supported. Everything was already made up. So she just get like basically lucked out.
Because they were all little shits.
Mm-hmm.
All of them.
It is crazy though. It is because she had no idea that he was doing that.
Yeah.
But the fact that he did that, and then just through happenstance, this happens. So she basically really did have to earn that. Like,
yeah, because she was there, she was pretty much the only one there, to be his friend, you know. Okay, yeah, she was doing a job, but it seems like she was going above and beyond, you know. So, yeah, but okay, Michael Shannon's character, Walt, the son, what was his downfall? He relied too much on Dad. Is that his big deal?
Well, one, he thought what his dad was making was also his, without him actually contributing to any of it.
Okay,
that was one of his faults. I mean, besides just being a jerk, and you know, he was also he was letting other people whisper into his ear. Yeah. To try to make money, and so then he was trying to whisper in his dad's ear, like almost like
TV deals.
Like it was his idea, but it really wasn't. It was somebody else probably whispering in his ear, and he was just thinking of the money. His dad was thinking about like the sanctity of his work and wanted to control it, you know, make it what it is his work. So he wanted it to go in his own direction, and the son wanted to, because once you start selling that stuff off, they're going to chop bits and pieces of it and change it, and who knows what you're going to get. So he wanted to protect what was his, and the son obviously didn't care, and that's probably one of the reasons why he was trying to get rid of him as his whatever in the company, because he didn't have the same vision. And he wanted to give him an opportunity to build his own whatever instead of just mooching off of him.
For sure. Yeah, I got you. All right. But the biggest spoiler here, of course, Chris Evans is the bad guy.
I thought the biggest spoiler was that she gave him the correct dosage without realizing it, and that he killed himself
for no reason.
But
I think he knew it, because she described in detail the symptoms, and the whole time he's sitting there calmly writing stuff down, you know, like you know, like this. I think he was ready to go. I think, and ready for her to get what she deserved. I think that's what was his plan.
Man, I don't know, but the slit your throat in front of somebody, I don't know if that's the way to do that. That's traumatizing. That's like, here's 60 million, watch this, and then cut you. And I don't know. I don't feel like he knew the whole time. I feel like he.
I think it was another game for him though, because she was like, you're gonna start sweating, you're gonna, you know, blood's gonna start racing, you're gonna, you know, not be able to complete sentences, all that. She just kept going into detail.
At first, I thought he had taken the antidote out of the bag.
And he was just messing around with her.
Not messing around, but like he literally wanted to die. Like he was like,
gotcha. And that's what I'm saying. I think he did.
Well, he didn't take the stuff out of the bag. That was Chris.
No. I mean, I think he did want to die.
Eventually, I don't think he was ready to go yet. I don't think anybody at that point is ready to go. I think he was too successful. He probably wanted to see out. Because I think he mentions it, that he says he doesn't have enough time to see out some stuff. I think he wanted to see how what his kids were going to turn out after being cut off and make sure they're okay. I don't think he just wanted to make them into like successful people in their own right instead of support.
Yeah, because I don't think he saw what he was doing as punishing them. I thought he saw, like you just said.
It's a hard lesson. Yeah. It's tough love.
Do you think that Ransom was just a big throw in our face? It's been here the whole time. Name.
I do love that name, Ransom. That's pretty funny. But and I liked how the grandfather saw so much, or was it the dad? I can't remember. Was it his dad or it was his grandson? Yeah, I liked how he saw so much of himself in that. In him. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. And I don't know. I feel like, once again, like clever writing, instead of making it they diverted our attention from the actual real culprit by giving us this sacrificial one, and then changing this.
Even though his name is just like right there.
Yeah, they did a good job of hiding that he was the villain. And they fooled me when he was like sitting there at the table with her, and he's like, "Yeah, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna blah blah blah." But then you're gonna give me my share anyway. So it was nice that he was doing that, but at the same time, he was looking out for himself, so it was believable.
Exactly, and the fact that they already established him as an asshole, so you don't bat an eye at. Yeah, of course he wants it. Yeah. Overall, I think they did an amazing job. I thought, Mr. Jensen was fantastic. But does Rotten Tomatoes agree with us? Do they? I think they do.
I think
we're at 97% tomato meter and a 93% audience score. Hot damn.
I am curious how repeat viewings is going to affect my enjoyment of the film or not. I don't know if I'm going to find more enjoyment out of it, or because it's already spoiled, am I going to find less? Less enjoyment out of it. Sometimes that does happen. Have multiple multiple endings. That would be awesome if we get that.
Yeah, that would be amazing if they like recorded some different endings and you get that on the special features. Because I agree. Because otherwise, I mean, I want to see it again to see if there's like some hidden like clues, any more hidden clues. I don't know what was pointed out that he maybe did it. I think a second viewing will just make it like, oh yeah,
I have a question for you. What do you think she's going to do now? Because I love the scene where she's standing up there looking over the family, and drinks out of that cup that used to belong to the grandpa. Yeah. It's like, my house, my rules, whatever.
Right, underneath their tea.
Yeah. So I'm curious if she's going to still take care of them, or if she's going to like follow in what grandpa wanted to do and make them find their own way.
Because she knew everything about every single one of them.
And she was really good at that game, and the grandpa liked to point that out. She's a good strategist, so I wonder what she's got in store for him.
Well, I have my opinions. I love that they call the kid the masturbating Nazi. Oh, that was just great. Anyway, definitely go watch for me.
Yep, definitely go watch.
Get out there and go watch this one. It is fantastic. It is, like I think the critics' consensus, Knives Out sharpens old murder mystery tropes, is a great way to describe it. It does. All those old things you're used to, it gets them and makes them a little bit more crisper. Works perfectly.
And I gotta say, I love that house. That's the perfect setting for this type of a movie.
And then I love that they explained this is why these are props from his books, because otherwise it'd be very weird to just have a big old circular knife. Yeah. Oh man. Where you can find us, ladies and gentlemen, you can find us at GoWatchAMovie.com. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. That's a word. under Go Watch a Movie. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere a podcast can be played. And look us up, give us likes, subscriptions, leave comments on Facebook and Twitters, and give us some stars if you so choose to, good or bad. We'll take it all on iTunes. That helps out the podcast. The more stars and interaction they see, people love that. And thank you for all the new Facebook followers. I see you. And I appreciate it. Thank you for all that stuff. But that is Go Watch a Movie for this week. I'm Kelvin.
And I'm Robert.
And I'm a Southern gentleman. Go watch a movie.
Gonna fly, I'll take a chance, riding high. Before my number's up, I'm gonna fill my cup. I'm gonna live, live, live.